this is significant games under a real number system. So what I mean by a game here is that the reason is every game has a rule, right? They have a laid down procedure that they follow. I think the same thing applies in mathematics. Is that okay? So now the game here is significant figures. So let's look at what exactly they are. Is that okay? So one thing is that when you say a significant figures, from your opinion, you see it is a matter of the starting point, right? So where exactly do you have to start counting? So who is the first significant figure, right? That is the most important. If you are able to identify that, I think you are free to go. Now let's check that. So when you say a significant figure, so in my opinion, or what it means is that the first number that you see in the lineup. So let's use that word, right? So this is the lineup. So you have 4 people here. So the first number that you see in the lineup, so is the first significant figure. So I'm having a first runner. So assuming this is an athletics, right? So something of that nature. So the first number. What I mean by the first number is so when you have a zero, excluding zero, is that okay? So when zero starts something, I don't know what the hell this number here, we cannot count it. In fact, this law doesn't make us count the zero when zero starts certain things. So we don't count this zero when it begins. So the only time you start counting is when you have the first not zero number. Is that okay? So maybe from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe it can be negative, maybe assuming, right? It can be negative. So when zero starts, we don't count that. Is that okay? That is the one thing you have to pay close attention to. So if you want to count, this will be your first significant figure. Then zero, you see, the starting point is the most important thing. Once you start with a number which is not zero, then everything, the counting continues. We don't care whether everything is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. We don't care about that. So the only thing that we care here is that is your starting point, whereby that starting point is not zero. Is that okay? It's not zero. So maybe from 1, 2, 3, 4. If the starting here is 3, then everything is 0. We don't care about that. We count. Our main focus is the starting. So the starting must not be 0. Is that okay? Once it is 0, we just ignore that and keep on going exactly where we will see the first number that is not 0. That is where we start from. So here is the first significant figure, then followed by what? The second, which is the 0 here, and then third significant figure, and then a fourth one, and so on and so forth. Is that okay? So this is how simple you count on a significant figure. Okay, now the second one is how to run it up. Is that okay? How do you run a certain number to a significant figure? So that is one thing we are going to look at. Then I will demonstrate that by a pure past questions. Okay, so this is the number that we are having 48976, and then they are asking us to run this number to a 3 significant figure. So here's the question. So let's check the question first. So let's check the question first, and then yeah, there we go. So they say correct that 48976 to 3 significant figures. So you can see this is a pure past question. So the book here is all by A+ series. So credit to Ishmael Adams for the great. So let's check that. They say should run that to 3 significant figures. So all the questions here are what? Past questions. So let's check the solution. Now let's check how to solve that. So the way of solving it, you just have to obey the rule of the game, right? The game is for a significant figure. So what is the rule? So the rule here says that when you are counting, of course this one they say you should run this into a 3 significant figures, right? So your starting point is the most important thing. That's your first step. Where exactly are you starting? Of course, the first number here is not 0. Can you see that? So our starting point will be from 4, right? Which is 1, 2, 3. Let's say you should run this to 3 significant. So here is the third one, right? 1, 2, 3. So this is the third significant figure. Now pay a close attention here. So we are here. Is that okay? We are here. So this is the 3 significant. What's happening? The law says that when you are here, check behind you, right? Check the next person. Is that next person 5 or less than 5? Or is it more than 5 or is less than 5? That is a law. You see, this is just a simple law you have to obey, right? There's a law governing everything. If it makes sense for you, if it doesn't make sense, you leave it for the advanced mathematician, whereby they can apply the theory in their engineering and what and in our daily lives. Is that okay? So what's happened? They say 3 significant figures. So this is 1, 2, 3. So we are here. The law says that you should check the next person after you. Is that person more than 5 or less than 5? Fine. If it is more than 5, what happened? Then you have to consider that person, right? Consider that person, because that person has struggled a lot to be 5 or more than 5. So consider that person and then take 1 from that person and add it to yours, right? That's the law. If it is not up to 5, then just ignore, right? Ignore. Is that okay? That is a law, right? If the person behind you is 5 or more, then consider that person, because that person, assuming the mark is over 10, then the person got half of the mark, then the person did well. Is that okay? So maybe if that person is 5 or more, then consider that person and give that person 1 in addition to yours, right? But if the person is not up to 5, just ignore that. Is that okay? So that is the law. So in this case, you consider this is 7. Of course, 7 is more than 5. So what you do, you consider that person, give that person 1 in addition to yours. Is that okay? So now when I consider that person, I give it 1. So 1 plus 9, that will give me 10, right? You cannot write a whole 10 here. So what's happening? So 10, you move on to the next line. So 10 here will be what? 0, and then remember 1. 1 will be what? Here, then here will be what? 9. So the answer here will be what? 4, 9, 0, and then everything will be what? 0, 0. Can you see? Okay, maybe let me use a different marker so that you can see it perfectly, right? So here will be what? 4, 8, 9, 0, 0, right? So we are not changing the nature of what? The digits. Is that okay? We are just replacing everything by 0, 0, right? Okay, now let's check the second one. The second one is 0.000407. So this is also another pure pass question. And it says that you should convert this one to 2 significant figures, right? They say 2 significant. Remember, the law says that if a 0 begins, we don't care about that 0. So let me take this is the number 2, right? So we don't care about the beginning of the 0. They say our starting point should be exactly where we see a number that is not 1. So we are starting from here. So this is our first significant figure. This is the second one. This is the third one. They say we should run this to 2 significant figures. Is that okay? So 1, 2. We are here, right? We are here. And then the second one, the law says that check the person next to you. Is that person more than 5 or less than 5? If you are more than 5, then you've done well. Then we can borrow 1 from you to add it to our portions. Okay, if you are not more than 5, then we leave everything for you, right? So in this case, there is 7. So this is what more than 5. Then we are borrow 1 from you, and then you become what? 1 over it. So this one will give you what? 0.000, and then 4, and then what? And what? 1, right? Maybe 4 and then 1. Okay. What will happen? What will happen then? I think here I should leave this question for you. So this is also similar to the one that you saw so far. So maybe let me take this is the third one. So here they say you should run this thing to what? A 3 significant. So try this thing, comment down below, right? Give us your answer in the comment section. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and or maybe join our WhatsApp group whereby we interact with you one-on-one for any exams questions. So let me make one question here. So assume you are having 3.01 and then 9. 3.01. How do you count this significant figure? Where exactly do you start? Remember, the law says that the first number which is not 0. Is that okay? That is where you start from. So this will be your first significant figure, then second, third, and fourth. Assuming they say you should run this in 2 significant figures. 2. This is 1, 2. Then check the next person behind you. Is the person more than 5 or less than 5? Of course, this is 1, which is not even up to 5. So we leave everything like that. So this will be just what? 3.0. And then 0, 0, 0. Maybe you can tell, maybe 3.0, right? Is that okay? That is very simple how you write a significant figure. If you have any question, just comment down below. We are ready to help you wherever you are. So thanks for watching.